Let's now turn our attention to Ondo State, where about 148 newly promoted officers of the Nigeria Immigration Service have been decorated with their new ranks. Controller of Immigration in charge of Ondo Command, Ambrose Akirisola, advised the newly promoted officers to be more dedicated to duties. Senior reporter Ayodeji Moradio has more.
Witnessing the decoration of newly promoted officers and men of the Nigeria Immigration Service are heads of security agencies and their relatives. About 148 officers and men from the command benefited from this promotion, the highest number of promoted officers in a calendar year. Decorating them, the Controller of Immigration in charge of Ondo State, Ambrose Akirisola, said those promoted excelled in the stipulated examinations. He urged them to continue to embrace professionalism in the discharge of their duties.
New era, new beginning that we are just witnessing the service, courtesy of maybe the works of our bosses in Abuja, the Honorable Minister of Interior, and the Controller General of Nigeria Immigration Service. Not rest on our oasis. What we used to do in the past, as you have been elevated, you are going to a higher level, and you must be, at least, you measure up to that new level.
The newly promoted officers said the elevation will spur them to do more.
So we thank the minister, we thank the CJIs, we thank the board controlling immigration. We are very grateful. We are very happy. You can see the excitement on the face of our officers.
As the saying goes, they say many are called but few are chosen. But I want to give kudos to the Honorable Minister of Interior. He has done what no minister has done so far in the Interior Ministry. In the history of immigration, the number of officers promoted, we have never had it this way, the way we had it.
This elevation is expected to serve as a morale booster for the men and officers of the Immigration Service. Ayodeji Moradio, TVC News, Akure.
In Ekiti, a member of State House of Assembly representing Moba Constituency 1, Abimbola Sholanke, is calling for increased involvement of women in Nigerian politics and decision-making processes. Ms. Sholanke, at a town hall meeting with her constituents in Otun, Ekiti, emphasized that globally, women have played key roles in driving inclusive policies, combating poverty, and education development despite the challenges they face in politics. Representing the National Institute for Legislative and Democratic Studies, Shola Mojo stressed the importance of increasing women's political participation in Nigeria, explaining that female legislators, through effective community engagement, have the potential to transform the country's political landscape.
The first program that I will do. I've done series of programs, but I've only been physically present in about 4, and I've done about 16 different type of empowerment program. But this one, I want to have a town hall meeting. This is a town hall meeting actually, to interact with people of Moba Constituency 1.
Participation is just not a matter of fairness. It is essential for the health of our democracy. It has been demonstrated globally that women in leadership promote more inclusive policies. They tackle poverty and they also tackle inequality more effectively.
As you can see, the program is mainly for female lawmakers. It is to encourage our women to be able to participate more in politics, especially at the local level, the grassroots, for them to get encouraged, for them to know that in as much if someone like us can be there and we are doing better, that they need to be encouraged.
The sense of this program is to sensitize our people on the issue of women participation and inclusiveness of women in political activities in Nigeria. It's not happening in Ekiti State alone, it's happening everywhere.
And now to Katsina, where the state government has rolled out additional palliative programs to cater for people with special needs as part of efforts to give them a sense of belonging. The beneficiaries were randomly selected across the major towns in the state. TVC News correspondent Abdulateef Yusuf has more.
First place visited by Governor Dikko Radda to flag off the food distribution exercise to over 3,850 beneficiaries was the Office of the State Emergency Management Agency. This intervention was facilitated by the Bank of Industry to complement the state government's effort to reduce the impact of hardship caused by necessary economic reforms.
The goal of this program is to cushion the challenges faced by many people in our society have been excavated by economic hardship, health crisis, and unforeseen disasters. Yet, countless families within our borders struggle daily for food to put the food on the table. They are our neighbors, our friends, our fellow citizens. In times of need, it is our collective responsibility to stand together and support one another.
The state through SEMA has distributed a lot of palliatives in the last 3 months to various categories of beneficiaries and still plans to do more.
3,850 bags of rice, which is 10 kg, which was donated by Bank of Industry to Katsina State. So we distributed it to widows, most vulnerable people, disabled, and IDPs.
The government says this time around it is determined to provide much assistance to the people, especially those affected by insecurity and flooding. Meanwhile, Governor Dikko Radda also performed the flag off of an empowerment package for 6,100 women on needles production under the care of the State Ministry of Women Affairs at the People's Square in Katsina.
Initiative which focuses on providing complete starter packages for noodle-making businesses marks another important step in our efforts to improve the lives of women in our state.
The noodle-making business has been carefully selected for its viability and potential to provide sustainable income. With the increasing demand for the fast and affordable food options, we are confident that this initiative will create employment opportunities.
The state government says it is concerned about the welfare of its people and willing to roll out more impactful social welfare programs that will improve the well-being of the people. Abdulateef Yusuf, TVC News, Katsina.
And as part of efforts to alleviate the suffering of less privileged in Imo State, a non-governmental organization has empowered some widows through its mission against poverty initiative to cushion the effects of hardship in the society. Speaking at the event, which held at Owerri Municipal Council headquarters, organizer of the program, Deji Oshinowo, said the program is aimed at giving attention to the plight of widows and to provide them with the necessary support to overcome poverty.
God has blessed the elites, the bogies that God has blessed. If they can emulate this kind of thing to help people, someone close to them, I think it will be a better place, and Nigeria will be a peaceful place for us.
Empowerment, and I really thank God for His Son. He has sent. Indeed, he is a God sent.
In other news, the Nigeria Movement for the Liberation of Western Sahara has welcomed the October 4 European Court of Justice judgment, finding European countries guilty of violating the sovereignty of Western Sahara. In the rulings, the court held that the European countries' agreements with Morocco to exploit the fisheries, agriculture, and natural resources of Western Sahara are illegal. The EJC President Cohen Leonards, presiding over a 7-judge panel, ordered that all such agreements without the consent of the Western Saharan people, as led by Polisario movement, must cease within 1 year. The group in a statement commended the European Court of Justice for standing by the truth and advancing social justice, while urging the European countries and European Commission to obey this final judgment of their own court by withdrawing from all Sahrawi territories and waters. And the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Abbas Tajuddin, has called for stronger ties and better cooperation between Nigeria and the United States. Mr. Tajuddin assured the new American ambassador to Nigeria, Richard Mills, of support by the 10th House and the National Assembly by extension. Mr. Mills leads a delegation of the U.S. Embassy officials on a visit to the Speaker. Both men pledged commitment to a more robust bilateral relations between the two countries shortly before the conversations went behind closed doors.
Nigeria is Africa's largest democracy. Those values matter a lot to the United States, and the heart of Nigerian democracy is this legislature, is the House, is the work of everyone around this table and the Speaker. So I really very much in my first months here wanted to have a chance to talk to the Speaker about his priorities, about the priorities of the House, and how the U.S. government and the U.S. Embassy can help move those forward.
We're looking forward during your tenure to more deeper ties, more deeper cooperations, more mutually beneficial relationship. I have no doubt in my mind you are the right man coming at the right moment to turn around the wonderful relationship between America and Nigeria.
That's the update this hour. I'll be back at 1 p.m. with more. Stay with us, everyone.